Good evening and welcome to the DeWitt Gym on the campus of Dordt University in Sioux Center, Iowa, site of the four-team bracket of the first and second round of the NAIA National Championship field. Already one game in the books, and that was Mayville State turning away Science and Arts of Oklahoma to advance on to the championship game of this bracket tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. It was a 77-67 final in that first game of the doubleheader. And this tournament brought to you as presented by Bology. Let's take a look at the matchups then between these two teams, the Dordt Defenders and Iowa Wesleyan. The Dordt Defenders come into today's contest 28-3 overall, 20-2 in the conference. Their last game, a loss to the Briarcliff Chargers 1 week ago this evening. Here's how the Dordt season transpired. They started way back on October 27. That seems like a lifetime ago. Defeating Presentation here at the DeWitt 107-48. Proceeded to knock off Dakota State, Bellevue, Trinity Christian, Dickinson State, Morningside, Concordia, Briarcliff, the College of St. Mary, Midland, Northwestern, Dakota Wesleyan, Mount Marty, Grandview, Hastings, and Jamestown in succession all the way to January 7. They then went on the road and lost to Doane for their first loss of the year, 71-66. Bounced back with a win over the Briarcliff Chargers, beat College of St. Mary, Midland, Dakota Wesleyan in overtime at the Corn Palace, 81-75. Beat Hastings, Morningside, Concordia, Mount Marty, and Doane. Lost to Northwestern, 58-45 on February the 15th, and came back with a win over Jamestown on the road, 82-78. Dordt was shorthanded in that one, then defeated Doane 80-64 in the GPAC quarters. Beat Dakota Wesleyan in dramatic fashion in an overtime game back on February 25th, 75-74. That was in overtime, and then lost to Briarcliff. Briarcliff got rolling early, and they win it by a final of 86-69 1 week ago this evening. They're facing an Iowa Wesleyan team that is currently 23-6 overall. 11-0 is how they finished up in the Continental Athletic Association. They lost to the College of St. Mary to start the year, then beat York, William Woods, and Mount Mercy before losing to Dakota State 70-48. They then dropped Viterbo, Culver Stockton, and Oklahoma City in succession. The Tigers also victorious over Simpson, the College of the Ozarks, and Grace, then lost to Mayville State and Bellevue on back-to-back games. They bounced back with the wins over Crowley's Ridge, Northern New Mexico, and Baptist Bible. Lost to the College of the Ozarks, and that's their last loss. They then ran off wins over Haskell, Bacone, Northern New Mexico, Crowley's Ridge, Northern New Mexico again, Haskell, Baptist Bible, Trinity Christian, Bacone, Arkansas Baptist, and Haskell winning the Continental Athletic Association a championship with a 64-59 win. Iowa Wesleyan is averaging 71 points per game. They give up 56 points per outing. They shoot 43% from the floor. They allow 37% success. They have three-point shooting of 34%. They allow 30%. They out-rebound teams 38-27. They turn it over 15 times per game and allow 15 turn. They force 15 turnovers per game as well. The players to watch for Iowa Wesleyan: Isabel West, 18.7 points per game. Kyla Moore, 15.3 points per game. West also with 9.9 rebounds per game. Brianna Wendland is at 11.3 points per game. And Megan Teal is at 10.2 points per outing. For the defenders, they're averaging 78 points per game, and they allow 63. They convert 48% from the floor and allow opponents to make 40%. They also get 39% three-point shooting. And opponents are making 29% against the defenders. Rebounds per game, Dordt has a 38-32 advantage. Turnovers, they force 16 and they commit 13. Carly Gustafson leads the way at 16.5 points per game, 7.1 rebounds. Bailey Beckman is at 15.7 points per game. Janie Schoenhoven, 11.7 points per game and 7.6 rebounds. Macy Sievers is at 8.1 points per game. Hayden Hymanson, 6.8. Faith Van Hollen, 6.3. McKenna Klecker, 5.4. Macy Nielsen, 4.5. And for those of you Dordt viewers, the Dordt men's basketball team defeats Bethel tonight, 101-92, to advance on to the championship game in Henderson, Tennessee tomorrow evening. The Defender men, a 101-92 victory over Bethel of Indiana, and that one hung around at about a double-digit lead most of the way. Iowa Wesleyan's men's team is in action as well. I'll chase down those scores when we take a break. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with a look at the starting lineups right after this 2-minute timeout.
American State Bank is celebrating our 50th anniversary, and we couldn't have made it this far without your support. For us, banking just scratches the surface. We pride ourselves in our commitment to our communities, building meaningful relationships with our customers, and doing our best to have some fun along the way. We're proud to be a locally owned and operated bank, supporting the communities we serve. Thank you for choosing American State Bank. We can't wait to see what the next 50 years have in store.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University and sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy. And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere.
Here we live between big city and small town, but we don't do anything halfway. We play in a community that's safe for families while providing our kids big city opportunities. We work in a place proud of its rural history that's already writing its future in science and technology. This is a place where we love our neighbors and where a small town is more like a big family. Sioux Center, live life in the middle of everything.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
And brought to you by Furniture Mart. Find furniture, mattresses, flooring, paint, window treatments at your local Furniture Mart, family owned and located downtown Sioux Center.
And Coach Steve Williamson, they will start. Number 3, Brielle Baker, a 5'8 sophomore from Creston, averaging 7.2 points per game. Kyla Moore wears number 4. She is a 5'8 junior from Norfolk, Nebraska, averaging 15.3 points per game. Number 10 is Brianna Wendland, a 5'8 junior from Richfield, Minnesota, averaging 11.3 points per game. Number 15 is Macy Kukta, 5'3 freshman from Columbia, Missouri, averaging 6.7 points per game. And Isabel West is a 6'2 post player from Shakopee, Minnesota, averaging 18.7 points per game. Also, I promised you a check on that men's score. Iowa Wesleyan men lost to Evangel earlier today, 65-58, ending their season in the first round of the NAIA National Championship. The starters then for the Dordt Defenders will be number 5, Hayden Hymanson, a 5'8 sophomore from Rock Rapids, averaging 6.8 points per game. Number 13 is Bailey Backman, a 5'3 senior from Panora, Iowa, averaging 15.7 points per game. Number 30 is Carly Gustafson, a 6' senior from Ethan, South Dakota, averaging 16.5 points per outing. Number 32 is Faith Van Holland, a 5'7 junior from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, averaging 6.3 points per outing. And Jeannie Schoenhoven wears number 35. She's a 5'10 sophomore from Hospers, averaging 11.7 points per game. How did these two teams get to this point, you ask? Well, the Defenders got here with the regular season Great Plains Athletic Conference Championship, so they earned an automatic spot. Iowa Wesleyan won their way in, claiming the Continental Athletic Conference postseason tournament championship by beating Bacone Kansas Baptist Arkansas Baptist and Haskell on successive days in Lawrence, Kansas. Title game was a tight 64-59 win over Isabel West, leading with 25 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 block shots. For the defenders, it was a bittersweet end to that run, though, as they lost in the Great Plains Athletic Conference title game, 86-69. The Chargers grabbed a 31-22 lead after the first quarter, managed to hold off every Dordt rally. Carly Gustafson had 20 points and 9 rebounds. We are having the introductions of our starting lineups. This is one of 32 women's basketball games being played out today. There are 32 men's contests being played as well. And we told you about the two men's teams from Dordt and Iowa Wesleyan, respectively. The Dordt Defenders getting a win over Bethel earlier today, and Iowa Wesleyan losing to Evangel 65-58. Let's take another 2-minute break, and we'll be back with the start of tonight's contest, Dordt versus Iowa Wesleyan, in 2 minutes.
Family, farm, business, community. People's Bank, where values matter.
Here we live between big city and small town, but we don't do anything halfway. We play in a community that's safe for families while providing our kids big city opportunities. We work in a place proud of its rural history that's already writing its future in science and technology. This is a place where we love our neighbors and where a small town is more like a big family. Sioux Center, live life in the middle of everything.
Welcome back to the DeWitt Gym on the campus of Dordt University in Sioux Center, Iowa. First and second round basketball play in the NAIA National Championship field set to be played tonight and tomorrow. One half of our doubleheader in the books already today. And that was Mayville State advancing on with a 77-67 victory. They were victorious over Science and Arts, and I'm trying to find that on my score sheet. As Mayville State now awaits the winner of this one. And we've got about half of the games that have gone final in both the women's and the men's field. We're underway with basketball. Opening tap controlled by the Dordt Defenders, and that was the Wireless World pregame show. Your local Verizon authorized retailer, 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. Visit them at wirelessworld.com. Dordt with the basketball. Hymanson with it. Cross-court swing pass. Beckman. Beckman shoots the gap. Nothing there. Gustafson, they collapse on her. Kick out pass. 3 on the way by Beckman. No good. And the rebound is controlled by Iowa Wesleyan and Isabel West. West with the basketball. She gives it up to Kukta. Kukta with it. Kukta comes back over to West. West with the ball. West gives it up to Moore. Moore with it. Moore underneath to West. West 2-point bucket, good. Isabel West with a 2-point basket. And Iowa Wesleyan leads it 1-0. Carly Gustafson, ball fake, puts it up, and she is fouled on the play. Foul's going to go on Isabel West. That's foul number 1 on her. Carly Gustafson will go to the free throw line, and she will shoot 2 free throws. So the foul's called on Isabel West. That's number 1 on her. And free throws on the way for Carly Gustafson. Gustafson, 2 free throws to try and tie it here in the early going. First one is up and through. Another one on the way for Gustafson, as she was able to get West airborne, and she got called for the foul. Second free throw off the mark, no good, left it short. And the rebound is controlled by Iowa Wesleyan. The Tigers bring the ball up the floor. Tiger basketball, left-hand side it goes to Moore. Moore to West. West out front. West with the basketball. West gives it up to Baker. Baker, nothing there. Comes back out front to Moore. Moore, kick out pass, 9 to shoot for Iowa Wesleyan. Tigers with it. And a kick called on Bailey Beckman. They'll reset the clock to 20 seconds. So they reset the clock to 20 seconds. And Iowa Wesleyan with the basketball. They give it up at the top of the key on the weave. This is Moore. Moore throws it back over to Kukta. Kukta with it, 10 to shoot. Iowa Wesleyan man-to-man defense applied by the defenders. Shot is up, no good, and the rebound taken away by Gustafson. Here come the defenders back out to Hymanson. Hymanson with it, looking underneath. Schoenhoven posting up. Schoenhoven in the paint, her 2-pointer, good. Janie Schoenhoven with the 2-point bucket. It's 3-2 defenders. 3-2 Dordt. Out front with the basketball is West. West spins it left side. Into the lane, nothing there. Black jerseys for Iowa Wesleyan, and a 3-pointer by Macy Kukta. Kukta with the 3, and the defenders trail 5-3. Van Hollen puts it on the deck, hands it back over to Gustafson. Gustafson looking, throws it into the corner to Hymanson. 3-ball, yes. 3-point basket for Hayden Hymanson. And the Dordt defenders lead it 6-5. So the two teams exchanging 3-point baskets. With it on the right-hand side, Baker. Baker gives it up to Wendland. Wendland comes back to Kukta. Kukta had the 3 moments ago. Now they throw it into West. West, kick out pass, Baker. Baker with it on the right-hand side, back over to Moore. Moore at the free throw line. Back left wing to Baker, 8 to shoot. Puts it on the floor, drive into the lane, and a foul on the play. Called on Faith Van Holland, I believe. Faith Van Holland whistled for her first personal, and that is team foul number 1 against the defenders. Free throws on the way for Wendland. Wendland gets to the free throw line a lot. She has shot 141 free throws this season. Free throw is up, and the free throw is good. She's got another one coming. 6-6 our score. And this free throw is up, and that one's no good, so we're tied 6-all. 6-6 our score, 7:09 remaining here in the first quarter. Dordt with the basketball. They go to Gustafson. Gustafson to Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven finishes with the left hand. Janie Schoenhoven with a 2-point basket, and she's fouled. Brianna Wendland whistled for the personal foul. Schoenhoven with 4 points already. And a chance at a 3-point play here. Sievers will check in, and checking out of the ball game will be Gustafson. So Janie Schoenhoven trying for the 3-point play here. Free throw is up, left it short, and it rolls in. Janie Schoenhoven with 5 points, and the defender lead is 9-6. 9-6. Iowa Wesleyan basketball, they go high post. This Iowa Wesleyan team with 8 players in uniform this evening. Pass goes left side to Kukta. Kukta underneath West. West shot good. Isabel West with her back to the basket going to work. She has 4 points now. 9-8, defenders by a point. Throw it into Schoenhoven. Now right side Beckman. Beckman with the basketball. Beckman throws it left side Sievers. Sievers to Hymanson. Hymanson floats it. It's tipped, taken back by Schoenhoven into the corner. And we're going to have a sideline violation called on Sievers. Sievers steps on the sideline out of bounds. It will be Iowa Wesleyan basketball. So Iowa Wesleyan will get it back on the turnover. 9-8 our score. Macy Kukta with it in between the circles out front. She passes right side. New player in for Iowa Wesleyan. Throw it back, right side, Kukta. Kukta, another three. That one's short, no good. And the rebound is taken away by Sievers. Sievers on the run. Sievers with the basketball. Right side it goes Beckman. Beckman underneath it goes Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven in traffic. Over the glass, good. Janie Schoenhoven with 7 early points, and the defenders extend the lead back to 3, 11-8. 11-8 our score, Wendland. Wendland, they throw it, left elbow. West guarded there by Schoenhoven. Iowa Wesleyan basketball, Moore with it. Moore feeds it back out front. Comes back on the left wing to Kukta. Dordt with an 11-8 lead in this one. Driving in, nothing there. Two-pointer from straight on, no good. Rebound cleared by Hymanson, and the defenders have it with the 3-point lead approaching the midpoint of the first quarter. I'd like to welcome in our listeners on KIHK who are joining us after Matt Boss calls the Dordt men to a win over Bethel earlier tonight. Pass left side and a turnover. Beckman threw it behind the cutter, Sievers. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be Iowa Wesleyan basketball. So Dordt with a 3-point lead, midpoint of the first quarter. Iowa Wesleyan likes to score as well. 71 points per game on average. The defenders averaging 78 points per outing. High post pass to West. West with it, straight on. Guarded there by Gustafson. So Gustafson and Schoenhoven alternating, getting that sub-rotation set up. They look underneath for West. West with it. West will set a pick. Sievers fights over it. Comes back to West. Gustafson not given any ground. West flips it up with the right hand. Awkward shot, no good. Rebound cleared by the defenders. Here comes Sievers. Sievers at the free throw line. Looks for the trailer. Comes back over to Nielsen into the corner. 3 on the way. Van Hollen, good. Faith Van Hollen with the 3-point basket, and the defenders lead it 14-8. 14-8. Dordt with a 6-point lead. Iowa Wesleyan with a basketball. Right side pass, it goes to Moore. Moore with it on the wing, goes to West. Through the lane pass, deflected by Sievers. Controlled by Iowa Wesleyan. No change of possession. Shot clock is at 15. Iowa Wesleyan basketball, Dordt by 6. Defenders, West with it for the Tigers. Passes into the corner. Van Hollen not given any ground. Blocked shot by Van Hollen too. And now a travel violation, and if it's not a travel violation, it's likely a shot clock violation. The Dordt defenders moments ago getting a 3 from Faith Van Hollen. Makes just enough to keep people honest. Iowa Wesleyan will send Faith Watkins into the contest. West will check out. Dordt with a 6-point lead, 3:43 remaining in the first period. Dordt with the advantage. Defenders will bring it up the floor. Sievers. Sievers goes left side Nielsen. Nielsen on the wing. Nielsen throws it away. It's taken by Iowa Wesleyan. Wesleyan with the basketball. Wendland. Wendland throws it right side to Moore. Moore down to the baseline. Cut off. Comes back out front. Throw it into the corner. Teal. Teal with it. Teal gives it back over to Kukta. Kukta with it. 12 to shoot now for Iowa Wesleyan. Kukta gets a screen on the right elbow. Gives it up. Shot in traffic. In and out and down. 2-point bucket for Iowa Wesleyan by Wendland. It's 14-10 defenders. So Wendland with 3. Gustafson in the paint. Back outside Nielsen. 3 ball. Too strong. No good. Rebound taken away by Sievers. Drops it off underneath for Caparis. Caparis tries to find Carly Gustafson, and Gustafson too hot to handle that time. Loses it out of bounds. It will be Iowa Wesleyan basketball. 14-10 remaining in the first quarter. Dordt with a 4-point lead. Iowa Wesleyan basketball. Back to the basket on the elbow as Watkins gives it up. Free throw line jumper, no good, and the ball bounces on the end line. Out of bounds. It'll be Dordt basketball. So the defenders in the driver's seat right now. Up by 4. They've led by as many as 6. Sievers brings the ball up the floor. Sievers across the timeline. Macy with it. Has it on the left side. Zone applied here by Iowa Wesleyan. They're happy to pack it in. Try to have Dordt beat them from the perimeter. Underneath it goes to Caparis, and Caparis is bumped and she travels with it. So a travel violation called against the defenders. Schoenhoven will check in. Caparis will check out. And the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers with a chance to cut into the lead. Kukta with it out front. Kukta throws it left side. Moore with the basketball. Moore gives it up to Wendland. Wendland back out front. Right side three is short, no good. Rebound though, picked up by Watkins. Shot in the paint, no good. Rebound cleared by the defenders. Coming away with it is Sievers. Sievers up the floor, throws it over the top. Schoenhoven in traffic, shot no good. Gets her own rebound back, shot no good. Had it blocked. And Faith Watkins was able to get a piece of it. 14-10, defenders by 4. Iowa Wesleyan basketball, Kukta. Kukta throws it high post. Nothing there. Wendland cut off by Klecker. Goes back right side. They're looking down low for Watkins. Shot up in traffic, no good. Rebound taken away by Schoenhoven. Here comes Sievers in transition. Has the numbers. Throws over the top. Gustafson off the glass, good. Carly with 3. The assist to Sievers, and the defenders lead at 16-10. 16-10 our score. Right side with the basketball. This is Watkins. Dordt with a 6-point lead, matching their biggest lead of the first quarter. Comes back over to Kukta. Kukta had a 3 earlier. Now Watkins. Watkins gives it up. Moore with it. Moore into the lane. Kick out pass. 3, good. 3-point basket for Kukta, her second. She's got 6. And the defenders lead by 3. Missed shot on the other end. Here comes Iowa Wesleyan on the break. Moore driving in. Her shot no good. Rebound controlled. Here comes Sievers under 30 seconds. Bounce pass ahead to Schoenhoven. Misses the left-handed layup, and the rebound is cleared by Iowa Wesleyan. Iowa Wesleyan with the basketball. Kukta had a 3 moments ago. She passes it off high post, gives it to Wendland. Wendland puts it up off the glass, no good, but a foul on the play called on Schoenhoven. So Schoenhoven whistled for the personal foul. It's foul number 1 on Schoenhoven, team foul number 2 against the defenders so far. 16-13 Iowa Wesleyan, down 3. Shooting free throws will be Brianna Wendland, a 71% free throw shooter. She was fouled in the act of shooting, so she will shoot 2. First one is off the mark, no good. Another one on the way. So second free throw coming. And this one's up, no good. With the basketball, Dordt, 3 seconds, 2. Sievers up the floor, floater, good! 2-point basket by Macy Sievers as she goes coast to coast and beats the buzzer, and the Dordt defenders lead by 5 at the quarter break, 18-13. You're listening to Dordt basketball on KIHK, watching on the Dordt Media Network. This is first and second round NAIA National Championship basketball. Back with more in 1 minute.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
The Dordt defenders beat the buzzer with a Macy Sievers floater at the end of the first quarter. to extend the lead back to 5 at 18-13. And now Iowa Wesleyan has the basketball to start the second period of play. Macy Kukta with a couple of threes early, and now throwing it away, Iowa Wesleyan. They go for the post-entry pass to Isabel West, and West unable to come down with it. And Macy Sievers will bring it across half court. Throw it into the corner, Beckman with the basketball, goes over to Hymanson straight on three, good. Hayden Hymanson with the three, she's got 6. And the defenders lead it 21-13, biggest lead of the ball game. With it on the left-hand side, Iowa Wesleyan. They throw it to West. West spins into the lane. Lost it on the dribble. Taken away by Hymanson. Hymanson with the basketball. Hymanson at the top of the key. Comes back to Beckman. Beckman puts it on the deck one time, twice. Into the corner, Hymanson. Another one in and out. No good. So Iowa Wesleyan controls it now. Trailing 21-13. Pass goes back out front to Baker. Baker with it. Baker driving left side, cut off. Comes back over to Teal. Teal in the lane, off the glass, no good. Rebound corralled by Schoenhoven. Ahead it goes to Sievers. Sievers with the basketball. Fires it ahead to Van Hollen. Van Hollen down to the baseline, trying to feed it back out to the perimeter. And it's taken back by Wendland. Wendland comes away with the steal. Here comes Iowa Wesleyan with the basketball. So Iowa Wesleyan trying to trim into the 8-point lead. They were as close as 3 near the end of the first quarter. They throw it underneath for West. West cut off. Fire it back outside. Loose basketball. Right wing three. Good. A right wing three for Megan Teal. 21-16. Dordt by 5. Throw it underneath Van Hollen. Back outside it goes to Beckman. Beckman with the basketball. Beckman, Sievers. Sievers three, short, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Iowa Wesleyan. They're down 5 and they got the basketball. They have made 3 threes already. 2 by Kukta, 1 by Teal. Throw it left side. Iowa Wesleyan. Out front with it is Baker. Baker puts it on the deck, now throws it right side. Teal beyond the 3-point line. Puts it up, blocked from behind by Sievers. Outlet pass Sievers. Here comes Dordt on the run. Sievers into the lane, tries to sidestep the defensive player, does so. They throw it back into the corner. Sievers underneath Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven off the glass, good. Janie Schoenhoven with 9 first half points. Dordt leads 23-16. 23-16. Iowa Wesleyan basketball. Right side it goes to Isabel West. I beg your pardon, that is Wendland instead. My mistake. They had posted West at the elbow a couple times. I assume that was her. Both wearing ponytails, long, covering that back number. That's what I get for assuming. Brianna Wendland checks out of the ballgame now. They're both from Minnesota, if that matters. Iowa Wesleyan throws it in over the top. This time it is West with it. She's got her ponytail cinched up, though, a little bit tighter. Sets a screen out front. Now trying to get Kukta free. Elbow jumper, miss, no good, and the ball is going to go out of bounds. Last touched by Iowa Wesleyan. It'll be Dordt basketball. So the Dordt defenders with the basketball, bringing it up is Hymanson. Hymanson across half court, right side it goes, Nielsen. Nielsen with it, Nielsen, ball fake, Gustafson. Gustafson off the glass, good. Carly Gustafson, a little bit of room to work against West, extends the lead to 9 now, 25-16. 25-16, Dordt by 9. Iowa Wesleyan looking down low. Instead, they feed it out front to Teal. Teal puts it up off balance. Shot no good. And the rebound taken away by Gustafson. Here comes Dordt in transition. They don't have the numbers this time. Hymanson waits for it out front. Throws it down to the corner. Gustafson. Gustafson sidesteps the defensive player. Ball is tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Faith Van Holland. It will be Iowa Wesleyan basketball. So earlier tonight, men's basketball, Dordt defeats Bethel of Indiana 101-92 to advance to the second round tomorrow evening in Henderson, Tennessee. Matt Boss is on site providing coverage both for Dordt University and on the radio call. We've got a foul called on McKenna Klecker. Klecker on the post defense, whistled for a foul. So the Dordt defender men with a 101-92 win earlier. I believe that's, 27 wins now for Dordt? Throw it into West against Schoenhoven. Dordt brings the double team. Short jumper in the lane is up and good. And Macy Kukta, freshman from Columbia, Missouri, she's got 8 points. And the defender lead is 25-18. Underneath it goes Gustafson, and Gustafson is fouled on the play. That's going to go on Kyla Moore. That's her first. And Gustafson will go to the free throw line where she's 1 for 2 so far. First free throw for Gustafson is up and good. Gustafson with 6 points. And the defender lead is now 26-18 pending another free throw. This one's up and down as well, 27-18. Matching their biggest lead of the ball game, Gustafson makes 2 free throws, 3 for 4 now, 7 points for Gustafson. Kyla Moore with it. Kyla at the free throw line comes back outside to Watkins. Watkins, they give it off to Baker. Baker 3, missed it, no good. Weak side rebound cleared by Sievers. Sievers with the basketball, quickly up the floor, right-hand side. She goes to Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven feeds it off Van Hollen. Van Hollen, Gustafson. Gustafson in the lane. Gives it off to Schoenhoven, and Schoenhoven was on the baseline out of bounds as she caught that basketball. So a turnover back to Iowa Wesleyan, trying to cut into the 9-point lead. Kukta brings it across half court. Sievers guarding her there, a couple of freshmen. Iowa Wesleyan, Baker. Baker with it on the top of the key, angling off to the left-hand side now with it. Brings it back to the middle of the floor. Back over to West. West with the basketball. West gives it back over to Kukta. Long 2 on the way, in and out, no good. Rebound controlled by Gustafson. Gustafson with a rebound. Here comes Dordt. Feed the trailer. Gustafson gets around her player, lays it up, no good, but she is fouled on the play. That's going to go on Faith Watkins, and that's number 1 on Watkins, but team foul number 3 against Iowa Wesleyan. Nope, just foul number 2 against Iowa Wesleyan in this period. The defenders so far in this one converting 56% of their field goals. Little higher turnover number than normal. They've got 7. First free throw by Gustafson off the mark, no good. She's 3 for 5 now. Trying to extend it to their biggest lead of the game at 10. Second free throw is up and no good. 3 for 6 now, Gustafson. 27-18, Dordt by 9. Iowa Wesleyan basketball, Wendland. Wendland to Kukta. Kukta to West. West on the left elbow. She goes right side back over to Moore. Moore is the second leading scorer, averaging 15 points a game. West able to step through the trap. And Isabel West with 6, and the Dordt lead is 27-20. On the other end, Carly Gustafson on the receiving end of that pass. She's got 9, and the defender lead is 29-20, 3:49 remaining. First half of basketball, West against Schoenhoven, picks up her dribble, throws it over to Baker. Baker on the right side, Kukta. Kukta, right side West. West back to Kukta. Kukta at the free throw line. Gives it off, left wing 3, missed, no good by Kyla Moore. Rebound cleared by the defenders. Coming back the other way, Sievers snaps it ahead to Beckman. Beckman back to Sievers on the wing. Sievers gets a ball screen, throws it right side. Beckman cut off. Back it goes to Gustafson. Gustafson through the lane, past Sievers, 15 to shoot for the defenders. Gustafson, right-hand side, Beckman down to the baseline, pulls up from 12, missed it, no good. Rebound tapped around by Schoenhoven and controlled by West. West with the basketball. West gives it up right side to Moore. Moore with it on the wing. 20 to shoot now for Iowa Wesleyan. Dordt leading by 9. Missed on the opportunity to go up by double digits. Iowa Wesleyan basketball. Kukta Kukta gives it back over to Wendland. Wendland with it. Wendland back out front. Moore, top of the key three, good. Kyla Moore with the three. It's 29-23. Defenders by 6. Sievers with it, throws it left side. Beckman throws to the post. Gustafson. And Gustafson has it knocked out of her hands by West. It'll be it will be Wesleyan basketball. So Iowa Wesleyan back to within 6, and they've got the basketball. They've been as close as 3. That was at 16-13. 29-23, Dordt by 6. Left side pass. Gives it out to Wendland. Wendland back. Shot no good by Moore. Rebound controlled by the defenders. Ahead it goes Hymanson. Hymanson intended for Kaparis. And it's tapped away and taken back by Iowa Wesleyan. Well, the defenders with 9 turnovers already tonight. Iowa Wesleyan forcing them into 9. Wesleyan by comparison has 2. So they've made the most of their offensive opportunities. They've got 27 shots from the floor, and the help defense by Kaparis, and she is called for the personal foul. Eliana Kaparis whistled for the foul. Kyla Moore will go to the free throw line. She's got 3 points so far tonight. She's shooting 2. 29-23 pending a pair of free throws for Moore. So Moore will set up, shoot the right-handed free throw. That one's up and no good. Another one on the way. Second free throw for Moore. She shot 122 free throws this season. That one's up and through. So Moore cuts it down to 29-24. Defenders by 5. Kaparis inbounds. They get it into Hymanson. Hymanson takes it across half court. Hymanson with a basketball. Hymanson comes back right side into the corner. Van Hollen. Van Hollen with it. Van Hollen back to Beckman. Beckman shovels it back outside Nielsen. Nielsen right wing to Beckman. Beckman with a basketball. Beckman hesitates, lays it up with the left hand. Too strong, no good. And the rebound is controlled by by Iowa Wesleyan. Wesleyan with the basketball, trying to cut into the 5-point lead. It was as many as 9. This is Teal. Teal back out front. Wendland. Wendland underneath. Take it away, Hymanson. Hymanson with the steal. Hymanson on the break. Throws it left side, Beckman. Beckman 3-ball. Off the mark, short, no good. Rebound controlled by Hymanson. Hymanson with it on the wing. Under a minute to go in the half. Dordt leading 29-24. Hymanson gets a ball screen, floats it up from 10, straight on, good. Hayden Hymanson with 8 first half points. And the defenders lead by 7, 31-24. Kukta will take it up the floor. 3-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Iowa Wesleyan has the basketball. 22 seconds and counting, so they have to shoot with it under 5. Kukta with it. She's got 8 points. Throws it high post to West. West to Wendland. Wendland, Kukta. Kukta, West. They bring a double team. Puts it up, shot no good. Fight for the rebound. Controlled by West. Off the glass, no good. Under 5 to go. Ball back out to the perimeter. Shot is after the horn, no good. And that's the end of the first half. Our score, Dordt 31, Iowa Wesleyan 24. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with more from the DeWitt right after this.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner & Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And sponsored by Sioux Center Health Therapy, partnering with Dordt University to provide quality care to all athletes. Sioux Center Health Therapy.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate. Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
This Dordt Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry-out, or delivery.
(31-24), the Dordt defenders with a 7-point lead. We're at halftime over the Iowa Wesleyan Tigers. Let's roll the highlights, and we'll take a look at our stats, at some of the stats at the same time. So go ahead and roll those highlights here at halftime. You're also listening to KIHK. Gustafson to Schoenhoven early. Janie Schoenhoven ends the half with 9 points. She and Gustafson each with 9. Jumper in the lane, I believe that was Kukta with the short jumper. She had 8 points in the first half. Macy Sievers beating the clock for a jumper as time expired. And then a top of the key three. That's time expired in the first quarter, and Kyla Moore hits a top of the key three, and Dordt comes back. Carly Gustafson with one of her 3 field goals. She's got 9 points as well. 31-24 at halftime. Let's take a look at the numbers now. The Dordt defenders, 12 for 23 from the floor, 52%. 3 of 7 from the three-point line for 43%. And 4 for 7 from the free throw line, 57%. For Iowa Wesleyan, 9 for 29 from the floor, 31%. 4 for 9 from the three-point line, 44%. And 2 for 6 from the free throw line, 33%. Rebounds, Dordt has a 22-14 rebounding edge. Dordt has 9 turnovers. Iowa Wesleyan has 3. Dordt is led in scoring by Carly Gustafson with 9, Jeannie Schoenhoven with 9, Hayden Hymanson with 8, 3 for Faith Van Holland. 6 rebounds for Carly Gustafson, 5 for Macy Sievers, and 2 each for Hayden Hymanson and McKenna Klecker. Macy Sievers also with 3 assists, Carly Gustafson with 2, Hayden Hymanson with 2 steals. For Iowa Wesleyan, Kukta has 8, 3 of 5 from the floor, 6 for West, 3 for 6 from the floor, 4 for Moore, 3 for Wendland, 3 for Teal, for their total of 24 points. 6 rebounds for West, and Wendland has 3. 2 assists for Moore. Let's take a 2-minute break, and when we're back, we'll visit with Great Plains Athletic Conference Commissioner Corey Westra, who's in attendance for tonight's game. We'll be back with him right after this 2-minute timeout.
Hello, Dordt University sports fans. Hope you're enjoying the game, whether you're a family or friend of a player or coach, or a fan of the university. Now, these players and coaches have put in hours and hours of practice, and it shows. But there's one more thing that every coach makes sure the team has: a game plan. And if these players and coaches are willing to put this much effort into a game, how much more important is a game plan for your financial life? Now, the financial world continually becomes more complicated, and we keep ourselves plenty busy. And even if we have precious free time, most of us don't want to spend it wrangling over financial decisions, reading financial journals, or studying the latest tax legislation. But if you don't have either the time or the desire to spend hours upon hours learning and keeping up with the changing rules of the game in the financial world, and then figuring out how that applies specifically to your financial life, you don't have to do it alone. For over 40 years, Money Concepts, the planning firm here in Sioux Center, has been helping households to build their financial game plan upon all the things in life more important than finances. Because there's things in life more important than money, and none of them are things. I'm Tom DeYoung, financial planner and president of Money Concepts, the planning firm. Check us out on the web or social media, or schedule an intro meeting to see how a financial game plan might benefit you. We'll help you build your finances on all the things in life more important than finances, while being a good steward of the resources God has entrusted to your care. And check out our Money Concepts Radio podcast at moneyconceptsradio.com or on your favorite podcast app, where we dive into the relevant financial planning topics to bring clarity to the often confusing, ever-changing rules of the game in the financial world. Enjoy the rest of the game, and remember to spend your most valuable resources, your time and your attention, on the things in life that matter more than money. And go Defenders!
And Corey, you're Great Plains Athletic Conference Commissioner. That's full-time. You're also a part of the basketball selection committee for women's basketball in the national championship field. I want to talk about that just a little bit and explain. I think there's still a little mystery on how things are determined in terms of the NAIA field, and there is now a selection committee, and this is year three of the selection committee. Take me through that process. What does that look like? Let's go back to January. What does that look like?
Right. So when we were two divisions of NAIA basketball, the national tournament field was solely based off the top 25 at the end of the year. When we went to one division, and the goal was to have a 64-team tournament, which was 48 that first year because of COVID, we moved to a selection committee. And there is a group of 12 of us that serve on that selection committee. We went to Kansas City last week, but if you go back throughout the year, we watch games. We message each other a lot. Hey, you should check out this team. This team's playing so-and-so. That should be a really key matchup. And what we're looking at throughout the year is we're looking at teams' rating power index, their RPI, their strength of schedule. We're looking at their net. How efficient are they winning, if they're winning? And then we start to look, of course, at the AQs from conferences and those types of things. And then there's area rating committees, ARCs. Ours is the North Central, GPAC, the North Star, and the Chicagoland. We meet with them every other week. And then the National Selection Committee has met 5 times now, including selection days, which was 2 days last week. Top 25 is not the sole factor anymore. It is on the numbers that I mentioned before. There's a little bit of an eye test in there too, Mike. And we just go around the room and we just start going after it, trying to figure out the 26 at-larges. That was our first course of action. That plus the AQs equal to 64, and then we set the bracket, and that's when the big old Tetris game starts of who goes where in the 16 sites around the country.
Which is tougher, getting to the field or getting the pairings and the travel to a point where it's palatable for everyone?
Last year, I thought the field was relatively easy. I felt like we kind of all agreed on it. We didn't really have to debate and haggle over that last couple spots. This year, we spent over an hour on the last 2 teams. It was really hard. It was just down to minute differences, and at the end of the day, we had to vote and make a decision. The travel piece is hard every year because you don't know who's going to be in. You know, up until 2-3 weeks ago, we really didn't know who the hosts were. They change every year. We had a lot of flights in the first run at it, on chalk, if you will. And then you just have to start moving around. We got it to 9 flights, Mike. We felt pretty palatable with 9 flights around the country. GPAC teams never had to get on an airplane on the women's side. But by and large, you find a way to make it work without trying to move the seeds around too much.
Well, and that's the other part. You do want it to be a legitimate tournament. That has been part of the move to this format is, okay, we're going to have 64 teams. We don't want numbers 1, 3, and 5 in one side of the quadrant simply because they're in the same region.
Yeah, what we look at in each quadrant of 4 is we take the numbers in total, and there's a number that pod should equal. It's 130. And when we're going through the day and we start to move teams around and we have this all in a spreadsheet, if that number starts to drop to 121 or balloons out to 140, we got to look at that bracket, because it's either gotten relatively easy or it's gotten really tough. And then you really try to look at the top 8 seeds particularly and try not to do too much there. But then it's a mystery sometimes of the flights and what you got to do. But by and large, we try to keep that power rating within that pod pretty close. And I thought we did a really nice job this year. I don't think we got too far off, maybe 5, maybe a 125 and a 135 out of that 130 goal.
And I know talking to Mark Svagera, or Brian Van Haften talked to Mark Svagera, he's on the men's side. He said one of the big points he wanted was he didn't want 2 conference teams meeting up in one of the first 2 rounds if at all possible.
Correct. Now, we have never had that on the women's side.
Right.
We have always had that at the forefront. The men did not last year.
Yep.
This year they did. And that was the goal. And so no conference teams will meet until the round of 16, either in Sioux City and on the men's side in Kansas City. And I think that's really nice for a national tournament. We play each other enough. I think with 64 teams, we can spread that around a little bit.
Yeah. You enjoy that piece of the work?
I love it. You know, it's if you're a junkie for basketball, that's pretty fun to sit in that room. It's a great group. Marcus at MANU over in down in Oklahoma is our chair, and he does a really, really nice job. And we just have a great group. I think we trust each other and really communicate well. It's a fun time.
Corey, I will let you go. Thanks for coming up, and go enjoy the second half of basketball with your son.
Yeah, it's a big day here. 12 teams in the GPAC playing today. This is a lot of fun.
Well, 64 games across the country when you start to factor it out, and it's a lot of basketball to play and keeping an eye on things. And thanks for coming out, and enjoy the evening.
You too, Mike. Thanks.
That's Corey Wester, a Great Plains Athletic Conference commissioner, also a member of the selection committee for Women's National Championship basketball. Let's take another 2-minute break, and we'll be back with the start of our second half right after this. This is Dordt basketball, NAIA National Championship first round play on the Dordt Media Network, NKIHK. Back with more in 2 minutes.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University.
And today's broadcast sponsored by Ployne Publishing. Quality printing from design to delivery.
Welcome back to the NAIA National Championship first round here in Sioux Center. One of 16 sites across the country hosting 2 games today and another game tomorrow. The Dordt defenders with a 7-point lead as we start play here in the second half. Hymanson with the basketball. She throws it right side. They go underneath Gustafson. Gustafson to Schoenhoven. Back cut good. Janie Schoenhoven with 11 points. Dordt extends the lead to 9, 33-24. With the basketball is Baker. Baker gives it up. Left side to Wendland. Wendland to Kukta. Kukta to West. West throws it away. It's picked up on the perimeter now by Wendland. 15 to shoot. Goes back to Moore. Moore had a 3 in the first half. Gets around the screen. Looking for the pass now. Goes to West. West off of the glass. Good. Isabel West floats it up. She gets the 2-point bucket to go. Dordt back up by 7 with the basketball. 9:15 and counting. Right side it goes to Beckman. Beckman throws it into the corner. Hymanson squares up. Does Gustafson. And Gustafson is held on the play. Foul's going to go, I believe, on Brielle Baker. Baker whistled for foul number 1. So Dordt starting the half with a bucket by Schoenhoven. West answered for Iowa Wesleyan. Dordt basketball. Dordt's led by 9 on a couple different occasions. Gustafson swing pass over the top. Hymanson, Gustafson, ball fake. Puts it up off of the glass, good. Carly Gustafson with 11. Dordt leads 35-26. Iowa Wesleyan basketball. They go to West. West with it on the right side. West with the basketball. Baker now instead Moore. Moore back with it on the right wing. Moore puts it on the floor at the right elbow. She goes back over to Wendland. Wendland with it. Wendland driving in. Puts it up. Throws it off the glass. No good. Rebound taken down by West, and we've got a player shaken up for Iowa Wesleyan. Wesleyan gets the ball back, puts it up in traffic, and we've got a dead ball now. Dordt missed the opportunity, and Brianna Wendland came down on her back, and she will limp off of the floor. That 2-point basket moments ago. I believe that's Kyla Moore with it. So the 2-point basket. And Iowa Wesleyan cuts it back down to 7. That was Moore with the 2-point basket. Van Holland right side, Beckman. Beckman 3, good. Bailey Beckman with the 3-point basket. And the Dordt crowd roars in approval as Bailey Beckman knocks that one down. Dordt with their biggest lead of the game at 38-28, 7:45 and counting. This is third quarter of play. Baker with it on the left wing. West puts it on the deck. Back over to Baker. Baker looking down low. Baker gives to West, and West is fouled on the play by Schoenhoven. That's foul number 2 on Schoenhoven. And Isabel West will go to the free throw line. She's got 8 points so far. So 2 free throws on the way for Isabel West. West averaging 18.7 points per game. She's got 9 points now. And a second free throw on the way. Earlier tonight, the Dordt men victorious over Bethel, 101-92. West now with 10. And the Dordt lead is 38-30. 7:30 left to play, third period. Hymanson picks up her dribble, gives it to Gustafson, into the corner, Beckman. Beckman shovels it back outside for Gustafson. Van Holland. Van Holland, 2 players around her. Back to Hymanson, 10 to shoot. Beckman pulls up, 12-footer, in and out, good. Bailey Beckman with the pull-up, and the Dordt lead is 40-30. Iowa Wesleyan basketball, Tigers have it in the offense. They give it to Moore. Moore's shot no good. Rebound corralled by Schoenhoven. Up the floor it goes. Right side Hymanson. Hymanson into the corner. Beckman. Beckman with the basketball. Beckman. Van Holland moves it right side. Hymanson. 3. Good. Hayden Hymanson with 11. And the Dordt lead is 13. 43-30. So the Dordt defenders with a 13-point lead. Their biggest of the ball game this time out. Brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds.
Today's broadcast is sponsored by Northside Body Shop. When you expect the very best in the repair of your vehicle, call Northside Body Shop Limited today. Serving the Sioux Center area since 1955. 712-722-2313.
Your local Verizon authorized retailer, 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. Visit them at wirelessworld.com. Also, a special thanks to our NAIA National Championship corporate sponsor, People's Bank, where values matter. Iowa Wesleyan basketball. This is Kyla Moore out front. Wesleyan trying to cut into the 13-point lead that Dordt has built here. Underneath it goes West. West off the glass, good. Isabel West able to get in against Schoenhoven. Gets it off the glass, 43-32. Throw it into the corner, Van Holland. Van Holland comes back outside to Hymanson. Hymanson, Beckman. Beckman right side. Throw it back over to Hymanson. 3 on the way. Hymanson left that one short, no good. Rebound taken away by Wendland. Wendland up the floor. Baker. Baker with the basketball. Baker gives it to Kukta. Kukta with it in between the circles. Kukta with the basketball. She goes back, left side Moore. Moore looking down low. Instead goes out front to Teal. Teal to Kukta. Kukta tries to cross over. Nothing there. Moore at the free throw line. Kukta 3 short, no good. Rebound Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven with a rebound. Another rebound for Schoenhoven. Right side it goes. Then Schoenhoven underneath, back to Beckman. Beckman pulls up from 15, missed it, short, no good. Rebound taken away by Iowa Wesleyan. Dordt leading 43-32. Left side West. West to Moore. Moore at the top of the key. She passes right side Baker. Baker to Kukta. Kukta left side. Moore 3. Good. Kyla Moore with 6. Dordt leads 43-35. What was a 13-point lead is now 8, and we've got a foul called away from the ball. That's going to go on Janie Schoenhoven. That's number 3 on her. So foul number 3 on Schoenhoven. Dordt with changes on the floor. Beckman, Sievers, Nielsen, Klecker, and Gustafson. For Iowa Wesleyan, bringing the ball up is Kukta as they're trying to cut into what was a 13-point lead. They've got it whittled down to 8. 4:45 and counting, third quarter. Left side pass. This is Teal. Teal to Moore. Moore with it on the right side. Moore comes back to West. West puts it up in traffic off the glass. Good. Isabel West with 8 in the second half. 14 for the ball game. 43-37. Dordt by 6. Sievers, free throw line jumper, plants it on the back iron and it falls through. 4 for Sievers. Dordt leads 45-37. Dordt by 8. 14 minutes left to go in the game. Throw it right side, Kukta. Kukta back out front, Teal. Teal spins. Nielsen not giving ground. Moore on the left wing. Moore's going to put it up, and a foul on the play called on Sievers. So Moore will go to the free throw line where she's a 75% free throw shooter. She's 0 for 2 today. So 2 free throws on the way for Moore. 6 points for her. And this one's up and in and out, no good. That one was halfway down and spins out. So Iowa Wesleyan trailing by 8, 3:57 remaining, third quarter. Dordt had the lead up to as many as 13, and now it's back to 7. Made free throw by Moore. She makes 1 of 2. She's got 7 points. She's got 10 by the scoreboard. I must have missed one somewhere. Macy Nielsen knocks down the triple. Macy Nielsen with her first points of the day. And Dordt extends the lead back to 10. Moore has the basketball. She goes left side, gives it high post to West. West to Kukta. Kukta with the basketball. We've not seen Wendland back in yet. I don't believe yet. There she is. So Wendland gets it. She passes it off to West. West to Moore. Moore back to Wendland. Wendland puts it up. 17-footer. Good. 2-point bucket for Wendland. Dordt leads 48-40. Sievers left side, Beckman. Beckman with the basketball. Beckman, Sievers, Beckman down to the baseline. In traffic, off of the glass, no good, but she's fouled on the play. Foul's going to go against Iowa Wesleyan and Brianna Wendland. So Wendland commits the foul. Beckman to the free throw line. She's a 77% free thrower. First one is good. She's got 6 points all in the second half. The senior from Panora, Iowa. So another free throw coming. Second free throw is up and good. So Kyla Moore, I'm just totaling her points up. I want to make sure I've got those correct. I think I figured it out. I didn't give her a free throw in the first half. 50-40, Dordt with a lead after a pair of free throws by Bailey Beckman. 2:50 and counting, third quarter. Dribbling is Teal. Teal has it blocked away by Klecker. And now inbounding will be the Dordt defenders and Macy Kukta. Kukta throws it in. Gets the ball inbounded to Moore. Moore in traffic, lost it. Take it away. Here comes Sievers. Sievers on the run. Sievers sprinting to the hoop. Throws it into the corner. Nielsen. Nielsen three. Left it short. No good. Rebound tapped out. And Nielsen comes away with it at midcourt. Comes back over to Sievers. A fresh 20 for Dordt to work with. They throw it cross court underneath for Van Holland. Shovels it back over to Nielsen. Nielsen to Gustafson. Gustafson with the basketball. Dordt's led by as many as 13. It's a 10-point lead right now. Sievers throws it back, intended for Nielsen, and it goes out of bounds. Last touched by Dordt. It'll be Iowa Wesleyan basketball with 2:14 remaining. That's in the third period. Dordt with a 10-point advantage. Left side pass, with it is Moore. Moore gives it up out front to Wendland. Wendland to West. West with the basketball. They throw it down low for West, poked away by Gustafson. Now a three, missed, no good. Rebound Van Holland. Van Holland goes up high for that one. Van Holland to Sievers. Sievers up the floor, looking cross court. Instead goes to Van Holland into the corner. Klecker. Gustafson shows it into the lane. The cutter, Van Holland, layup good. Van Holland with 5, and the defenders lead 52-40. Defenders have made 59% of their field goals, including 8 of 11 here in the second half. Dordt extending the lead to a dozen. West with the basketball. 1:18 left to go in the third. Moore, backdoor cut. It goes West. West off the glass, good. Isabel West pretty good at getting the ball in deep. Gets the shot to go. It's 52-42. Van Holland with it. Van Holland gives it to Sievers. Sievers at the right wing. Picks up her dribble. Throws to Gustafson. Gustafson driving in. Lays it up with the left hand. Good. 13 for Gustafson. Dordt leads 54-42. 48 seconds remaining in the third period. Dordt by 12. Iowa Wesleyan basketball. They can score here and get a stop. They'll get the ball back to start the fourth period. They throw it down low. That's Teal. Gives it to West. West flips it up with the left hand, and Isabel West with another 2. She's got 18. Dordt leads by 10, 54-44. And now Iowa Wesleyan gets it back as Dordt throws it away on the other end. So Iowa Wesleyan will get it back. 54-44. And throwing the ball in is Wendland. Wendland gets it into Kukta, and Kukta will bring it up. Dordt by 10, nearing the end of the third period. So Iowa Wesleyan staying within striking range. Moore looking down low for West. 10 now. 8. Driving Kukta, nothing there. Moore, 3 from the right wing. Off the mark, no good. Rebound Schoenhoven, 3 seconds. 2. Sievers lets fly from midcourt. Off the front of the iron, no good. And that's the end of the third quarter of play. Our score, Dordt 54, Iowa Wesleyan 54-44. Back with the fourth quarter of action right after this 1-minute timeout.
Hi, I'm Quentin Olson. I'm from Homeland, Wisconsin, and my favorite thing about the Dordt Media Network is that all the productions are student-ran. With little guidance, we get to do everything you see on the screen by ourselves. I'd like to shout out my friends and family back home. Thanks for watching the Dordt Media Network.
My name is Sean Solano. I'm a junior here at Dordt, and I'm from Managua, Nicaragua. I love working for the Dordt Media Network because the people I get to work with, learning the amazing camera operating system, and being able to watch all the games, especially a great way to spend my Fridays and Saturdays. Thanks for watching the Dordt Media Network.
The Dordt defenders with a 54-44 lead as we enter the fourth quarter of play. And this Iowa Wesleyan team, just 8 players in uniform, but they have battled throughout. And nothing has come easily for the defenders here this evening. Some other basketball, Northwestern men leading Southwestern early, 10-7 in that one. Jamestown and Bethel, I don't think they have begun yet. Should have. And now we're going to inbound on the sideline. On the right-hand side, Iowa Wesleyan over the basketball, 15 to shoot. They bring it back to the top of the key. Kukta at the free throw line, lost it. It's taken away by the defenders. Ahead it goes to Beckman. Beckman on the drive, lays it up with the right hand, no good. But she is fouled from behind by Moore. So Moore commits the personal foul. Kyla Moore, her second foul, and Bailey Beckman will go to the free throw line. She'll shoot 2, trying to extend it back to a 12-point lead for the defenders. 54-44, first free throw up and good for Beckman. Beckman with 8. So the defenders extend the lead back to 11 and now 12. Beckman 4 for 4 from the free throw line. 9 points for Beckman. It's 56-44. Iowa Wesleyan basketball trailing by a dozen. Dordt deflects it. It's taken away by Hymanson. Hymanson with it up the floor. Hayden up the floor, goes right side, Klecker, Beckman, out front, Hymanson, 3, left it short, no good. Long rebound though, Sievers comes up with it. Sievers to Schoenhoven, over the lip of the rim, too strong off the heel, and the rebound is controlled by Iowa Wesleyan. So Iowa Wesleyan gets it back, trailing by 12 are the Tigers. Tigers trying to mount a rally, right side it goes to West. West with the basketball. She gives it to Wendland. Wendland at the free throw line. Dump it down low to West. West against Schoenhoven. Puts it up with the right hand. Missed it. No good. Rebound taken away by Hymanson. Hymanson brings it up the floor for the defenders. Hymanson, the trailer. Sievers on the left wing. Sievers gives it up. Beckman right corner. Sievers throws it cross court. Klecker into the corner. Hymanson, 15 to shoot for the defenders. Back to Klecker at the free throw line. Klecker back to Beckman. Beckman pull up on the right side, decides against it. Back over to Klecker. 3 off the heel, no good. Rebound taken down by Hymanson. Her short jumper in the lane, good. Hymanson with 13, and the defenders have their biggest lead of the game, 58-44. Timeout on the floor, charge 2. Iowa Wesleyan. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds. Brought to you in part by I-29 Sports, a corporate sponsor. CF Promo and I-29 Sports, a proud supporter and partner of Dordt University Athletics since 2004. CF Promo and I-29 Sports, where every day is custom made easy. Dordt with their biggest lead of the ball game at this point, 58-44. Moore, jumper, no good. Rebound loose down on the floor, picked up by West. West with the basketball. West with it out front. They pass it off to Wendland. Wendland with it back to Kukta. Kukta had a couple of threes in the first half. Has been quiet since. Left side Wendland, 5 to shoot. Wendland gives it off. Back outside West. West steps into a 3, missed it, no good. And the rebound is cleared by the defenders, and coming away with it is Sievers. Sievers hesitates, throws it into the corner. Beckman, 3, good. Bailey Beckman. Beckman with 12 in the second half. Dordt leads 61-44, 7:10 remaining. West with the basketball, right side Moore. Moore with it on the wing. Moore in the free throw lane, stops, gives up her dribble, passes it off to Baker. Baker with the basketball. Baker throws it into the corner. Baker, jumper, 10-footer, missed it, no good. Rebound taken away by Beckman, over to Sievers. Sievers up the floor in a hurry. Sievers, left side it goes. Hymanson sets, fires 3, cash! Hayden Hymanson, her 4th 3, and the Dordt defender lead is 20, 64-44. 64-44 with 6:46 remaining. A timeout on the floor. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 1 minute. Welcome back to the DeWitt Gym side of the first round NAIA National Championship grouping of 4. That is currently 3. That will be reduced to 2 in all likelihood in the next 6:46. Earlier tonight, Mayville State a winner already. They were victorious over Science and Arts by 10, 77-67. Iowa Wesleyan with the basketball on the left elbow. They go to Moore. Moore with it outside the lane. Comes back outside. Kick out pass to Wendland, and it's thrown away. Tipped by the defenders. It will be Dordt Wesleyan basketball. Throwing it in is Kukta. Kukta triggering. She gets it into Moore. Moore with the basketball. Moore hesitates, right-handed layup, good. Moore with a 2-point bucket, that's a tough shot. 64-46, Dordt by 18, 6:19 remaining. Driving in is Sievers, gives it underneath Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven against West, and Schoenhoven now with 13. Dordt maintaining a 20-point lead right now. Left side pass it goes. This is Wendland. Wendland with it. Wendland gives it up to Baker. Baker on the left side. Baker cut off. They dump it down low West. Back outside. 3, no good by Baker. Here comes Dordt. Sievers, top of the key, looking. Throws to Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven back outside Sievers. 5.5 left to go in the game. Sievers pulls up from 12. Good. Macy Sievers with the 2-point bucket. She's got 6, and the Dordt lead is 68-46. We have a timeout on the floor. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Also like to thank our corporate sponsors, People's Bank, where values matter, and CF Promo and I-29 Sports, a crowd supporter and a partner of Dordt University Athletics since 2004. CF Promo and I-29 Sports, where every day is custom made easy. Concordia women are advancing in tournament play. They defeat Columbia tonight, 77-50. And looking at some other conference teams, Northwestern trailing Freed-Hardman 43-23. I think the Jamestown women were winners earlier tonight. Dakota Wesleyan got a win. Morningside and Dakota State, they're underway. Our Dakota State leads that one 37-30. With the basketball, Kukta driving in underneath, fires it into the corner. Moore three, good. Kyla Moore with the three-point basket. She has 18. Ball deflected, picked up by the defenders. 68-49, defenders up. Sievers at the top of the key. Driving, nothing there. Comes back to Gustafson. Gustafson right side Nielsen. Nielsen with it, 4:50 remaining. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Caparis back to Sievers. Sievers three, good. Macy Sievers with 9. And the defenders regain a 22-point lead at 71-49. Winner advances to play tomorrow evening, looking more and more likely that will be Dordt, the host team. Brianna Wendland passes right side, three, missed, no good from the right wing by Kukta. Here comes Dordt. Sievers snaps it ahead. Van Hollen throws it right corner. Nielsen transition three, missed it, no good. Rebound taken away by Iowa Wesleyan. Here come the Tigers on the right-hand side. Tigers have it. Baker on the right wing. Baker gives it up to Wendland. Wendland with it. Wendland gets the return pass to Kukta. Kukta with it. Kukta to West. And we've got a foul called away from the ball. That's going to go on Caparis. There have not been many fouls called tonight. Not voicing any displeasure, just merely stating a fact. 8 on the defenders, 7 on Iowa Wesleyan. And Iowa Wesleyan throwing the ball in, trailing by 22. Moore with it in the corner underneath West. West shot in the paint, no good by Teal. She dribbles back out to the perimeter with the basketball. Kukta, they throw it down low. West against Postma, and a foul on the play called against Postma. Abby Postma whistled for her first personal. Well, the defenders with an eye on tomorrow night. Stretching the bench a little bit here. Postma and Bailey Sievers on the floor right now, along with Macy Nielsen, Faith Van Holland, and Eliana Caparis. West makes both free throws. It's 71-51. 71-51, West with the 2 free throws. West now with 20 points. Moore has 15. Left side, Nielsen, 3:20 and counting. Nielsen throws it right side back over to Van Hollen. Van Hollen gives it up. Caparis lost it. Now a jump ball called. Believe it'll be Dordt basketball. Throwing it in will be Faith Van Hollen. So we'll do it again tomorrow night here at the DeWitt Gym. The championship game scheduled for a 6 o'clock start. Throw it into Postma. Postma gives it off to Caparis, and a kick called against Kukta. Iowa Wesleyan can't stretch their bench out too much. They have 3 reserves. All of them have played. Watkins, the least. Van Hollen, 3 from the left wing, too strong, no good, and the rebound is cleared by Iowa Wesleyan. Iowa Wesleyan bringing the ball up the floor. On the right-hand side, Teal. Teal gives it up to Kukta. Kukta with the basketball. Kukta throws it back over to Moore. Moore into the corner, 3, good. Kukta with the 3. She's got 11, and the Dordt lead is 71-54 with 2.5 minutes left. Nielsen throws it down low. Postma reverses it. Comes back out front. Bailey Sievers. Bailey back to Van Hollen. Van Hollen, Bailey Sievers into the corner. Nielsen. 3, good. Macy Nielsen with the 3-point basket. She's got 6, and the defender lead is 74-54 with 2:22 left to go in regulation. Dordt will send a couple new players into the game. Brooklyn Hackbart, a 5'10 sophomore from Grafton, Iowa, checks in. Also checking in is Bethany Vasika. Iowa Wesleyan basketball down 20. West on the elbow. West comes back outside Wendland, shows it, now drives into the lane. Kick out Teal. Teal, 3, missed, no good. And the rebound is taken away by Sievers. That's Bailey Sievers. And she's fouled in the backcourt. So Bailey Sievers, we got Maggie Walker in the game as well. Dordt with a 74-54 lead. Throw it, left side, Walker. Walker back to Sievers, top of the key, right side it goes, Hackbart. Hackbart on the baseline, tries to fire it cross court and another turnover. That's the one sticking point tonight. Moore fouled on the way up. She's going to go to the free throw line. So Abby Postma whistled for the personal foul. That's number 2 on her. So the defenders will play tomorrow evening, barring something completely out of the ordinary here. They'll play at 6 o'clock tomorrow night against Mayville State. Free throw on the way for Moore. This one's up and good. Kyla Moore, 4 points in the first half. 12 here in the second half now, and a free throw on the way. And that one's short, no good. Rebound deflected and picked up by Vasika. 74-55 defenders. Into the corner it goes to Walker. Walker to Bailey Sievers. Bailey with the basketball, driving in, cut off. Tries to throw it out front, and it's tapped away. Cheyenne Mayhew taps it away. So we'll have 2 Dordt teams playing tomorrow evening. Pass over to Postma. Postma layup good. Abby Postma with a 2-point basket. 76-55. Defenders by 21. 1:10 remaining. With the basketball out front, Wendland. They give it up to Watkins, and Watkins with the 2-point bucket, 76-57 defenders. All in all, this will come as be a workmanlike win for the defenders. Nothing fancy. Took advantage. Hackbart's shot in the paint, no good. She was bothered by Faith Watkins coming over. Right side pass, Wendland. Wendland, dump it down low. Throw it into the corner. 3 on the way, good. 3-point basket for Baker. 76-60. Defenders by 3. And we have a timeout on the floor charged to Iowa Wesleyan. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Also a special thanks to People's Bank, where values matter, and by CF Promo and I-29 Sports, a proud supporter and partner of Dordt University Athletics since 2004. Dordt basketball as the time winds down on this one. The defenders will win their 29th game of the season. Turnover, here comes West. Dordt strips it away, 7 seconds remaining. Teal gives it up. Kukta, high arcing 3, good. Kukta with the 3. She's got 14. And the defenders win it by 13, 76-63. And they'll advance on to play for the right to move on to Sioux City They'll play tomorrow evening against Mayville State. That will be a 6 o'clock start time here at the DeWitt Gym as the NAIA second round will take place tomorrow. Let's take a 2-minute break and we'll be back with a recap and our post-game show right after this 2-minute timeout. No, just leave it. We're back at the DeWitt Gym as we get into the Wireless World post-game show. The Dordt Defenders advance on to the second round of the NAIA National Championship. They will play Mayville State tomorrow evening, and that will be a 6 o'clock start time. We'll be on the air with our coverage at about 5:45 or so. So the Defenders, another GPAC team advancing. They and Jamestown and Concordia and Dakota Wesleyan, so 4 are through already. Morningside's in a dogfight with Dakota State. Northwestern's on the bottom end against Freed Hardman. And where is that Briar Cliff women's score? I'll get that one for you. Well, 77-65, the Chargers are advancing as well. Earlier tonight, the Dordt men's basketball team victorious as well in a game played in Henderson, Tennessee. 101-92, the Defenders beat Bethel of Indiana, and they'll be playing again tomorrow night. That will be a 7:30 start time for the right to move on to the final site in Kansas City beginning next week. This is the Wireless World post-game show. The Dordt Defenders trailed on 2 occasions, 2-0 and 2-1. They took the lead for good at 9-6, led 18-13 at the end of the first quarter, and withstood Iowa Wesleyan challenges in the second quarter to lead 31-24 at the half. In the second half, Dordt quickly expanded the lead to 9, eventually pushed it up to 10 at 40-30, and led by 10 at the end of the third period, 54-44. And the Defenders extend the lead to as many as 21 before settling for a 76-63 victory and choosing to preserve some legs and save a few trips up and down the floor for the Defender women tonight. And they secure the win 76-63. Let's take a look at the highlights if we have them. The Defenders tonight 29 of 49 from the floor. Hayden Hymanson got rolling. She knocked down 4 threes, ended up with 16 points. Trying to keep her team in it was Kyla Moore. Moore ended up converting 16. Carly Gustafson, in the end, Dordt's post play pretty solid and then got some outside shooting. Bailey Beckman got into the act. Kyla Moore was a nice compliment for Iowa Wesleyan to Isabel West. But the defenders got 2 threes from Macy Nielsen as well. The defenders 10 of 20 from the three-point arc as they get the win tonight by a final of 76-63. Dordt tonight, 29 of 49 from the floor, 59%, 10 for 20 on threes, 50%, 8 of 11 on free throws, 73%. The defenders had a 37-24 rebounding edge. Turned it over 15 times. That's a little higher than Coach Harmson would like to see. Iowa Wesleyan turned it over 6 times. Iowa Wesleyan 23 of 58 from the floor, 40%. 9 of 21 from the three-point line, 43%. 8 for 14 from the free throw line, 57%. The defenders, as I said, had a 37-24 rebounding edge. Dordt was led in scoring tonight by Hayden Hymanson with 16 points. 13 each for Carly Gustafson and Janie Schoenhoven. 12 for Bailey Beckman. 5 for Faith Van Hollen, 6 for Macy Nielsen, 9 for Macy Sievers, and 2 for Abby Postma. 8 rebounds for Macy Sievers to go along with 6 assists. Carly Gustafson had 7 rebounds. Jeannie Schoenhoven had 6 for Hayden Hymanson. 4 assists for Carly Gustafson tonight as well, and Hayden Hymanson had 3 steals. Macy Sievers had 2. For Iowa Wesleyan, they were topped tonight by Isabel West with 20 points, 8 of 14 from the floor. 16 for Kyla Moore. 14 for Macy Kukta. 5 for Wendland. 3 for Baker, 3 for Teal, and 2 for Watkins for their total of 63 points. They were led in rebounding by West with 11. And a couple different players had 3 assists each. They were Moore and Kukta. 76-63. Dordt with a 13-point win in this one. Our broadcast tonight, thanks to our corporate sponsors, People's Bank, where values matter, and by I-29 Sports, CF Promo, a proud supporter and partner of Dordt University Athletics since 2004. CF Promo and I-29 Sports, where every day is custom made easy. We'll check some other scores around the NAIA as well. Don't know if we have anything new to tell you. Hard to keep track of 32 games going on. Freed Hardman leads Northwestern 52-38 as we continue on with the Wireless World post-game show. And I'm joined now by Hayden Hymanson. Hayden, a sophomore from Rock Rapids, ends up with 16 points. And when did you know it was going to be a good day, Hayden?
You know, after my first shot went in, I was feeling pretty comfortable, and I was like, all right, today's the game.
How do you get those open looks?
You know, my teammates, in particular, Macy Sievers, she's a great passer. She always finds us, so like, my teammates did a great job of just finding me and setting screens for me to get the looks.
When that first one goes in, is it a temptation to just keep chucking and maybe not pass it off? What's the mindset of a shooter in that situation?
Yeah, definitely after the first one goes in, your confidence just skyrockets and you're just very confident and keep shooting.
Defensively, what were the challenges of facing this Iowa Wesleyan team tonight? What did they present in terms of what they could do on offense?
They have a good skill set in their guard, so we knew we would have to defend the drive well, and then they also have their 2 big, so we had to help our post by squeezing, so just defend that and not give any open threes up.
You watch any of the state tournament last week?
I did. I went down and watched Central Lyon and
Yeah?
New Fonda.
You got some friends playing on Central Lyon yet, right?
I do. Yep.
Because, let's see, you were a senior, so the seniors now would have been sophomores. Those were some contributors, I bet, for your team, weren't they?
Yep, there's some good players, and we got a few of them back next year, too, so they'll be good again.
How do you feel about missing out on spring break to play basketball? You okay with that?
You know, it does stink sometimes seeing everyone in nice, warm weather, but, you know, there's nowhere I'd rather be than playing basketball.
All right. Well, Hayden, congratulations. Let's go see if we can get another one tomorrow night.
Yes, thank you.
That's Hayden Hymanson, and we will get Bill Harmson over here shortly. And the Dordt defenders victorious tonight, 76-63, making it a sweep, as the defender men got a win in Tennessee tonight. And Coach Harmson just felt like a solid workman-like or workwoman-like contest for your team. Did what you needed to do this evening.
Yeah, I think you said it well, Mike. You know, at halftime we said, you know what, I think we're doing just enough. And that's kind of how we felt all night tonight, that we were doing just enough to get the win and just enough to keep the lead. And so we had a good talk about that in the locker room, and I think our team's going to come out tomorrow even more determined than what they were today.
What's Iowa Wesleyan, the scouting report? It's a short turnaround. I mean, we find out who you're playing on Thursday night. You start putting things together. You spend the weekend getting prepared for that. You have practice yesterday, a little bit of practice today. What did you find out about Iowa Wesleyan, and how accurate was that scouting report?
It was. You know, you saw, Mike, when we left them open, how they shot the three, right? And any time that there was any breakdown of play, and we didn't cover up the three-point line very well, it went in. We did a nice job of taking away a couple of those kids' strengths on the drive, and you know, their big kid West, you know, had a nice game, and you know, at some point you have to kind of pick what you're going to give up over the course of the game, and so West had a really nice game for them, but we did a nice job on a couple of their other guards, and I felt really good about how our kids executed that plan.
Second half kind of got the turnovers under control as well in the second half.
We
First
did.
half, I don't know if it's the week. I mean, you get out of a rhythm, but you got that under control in the second half.
He did. You know, in the first half, having 9 turnovers, and, you know, they had 14 points off of our turnovers, and, you know, you can't do that in the national tournament. And it was just a lot of times, you know, I think we thought we should be zigging and we were zagging, and we just weren't fully connected. In the fourth quarter, you know, once our guards stopped picking up the basketball at the elbow or the free throw line, and we were able to get a little bit deeper and keep some fluidity in our movement, man, that's when we really blew it up and blew it open. So those are all things that our kids know. I think we just kind of felt a little bit uncomfortable tonight offensively, but defensively I'm just so happy with the effort, and we rebounded the ball really well. And, you know, we're looking forward to playing a really good Mayville team tomorrow. They looked really good in our gym here, Mike. They're going to be a tough guard as well. So, yeah, it's going to be certainly it's going to be a tough challenge.
Does it feel like a national championship? I mean, playing at home like this, have you been able to enjoy this as the event that it is?
Yeah, I have, and I said it to Ross again today, you know, just thank you for this opportunity of being here and playing on our home floor, and you know, we got parents that brought some food for us now that they can all eat together, and so just being close, and then of course how Defender Nation continues to turn out for this team is just really humbling, and man, I hope we have a great crowd here tomorrow night. I was you know, Mayville State had a really nice crowd here today. So I'm hoping that Defender Nation turns out big time tomorrow night. We can really get this place rocking.
Yeah, we have tickets available for tomorrow night's contest. They're available at the door and online, and you've got to get a scouting report ready now for Mayville State, and get a walkthrough tomorrow. Is that the approach?
Yep. Yeah, we'll watch some film tomorrow, late morning, early afternoon, and then we will have a walkthrough here. I believe it's at 1 o'clock. It's a quick turnaround, but it's quick for Mayville too. And so, you know, at this point in the season, you are who you are. You got to tweak a little bit to take away some strengths of the other team. But I know our kids will dive into the scouting report tonight. I know they'll do their homework, and we'll be ready to go tomorrow.
I will let you go. Thanks for coming by.
Okay.
We'll see you tomorrow night.
Thank you, Mike.
That's Bill Harmson, and that's going to bring to a close our first round of play. We've got second round play tomorrow, but we bring to a close the first round play here at the DeWitt Gym for this evening as the Dordt Defenders victorious 76-63. This is the Wireless World post-game show. Wireless World, your local Verizon authorized retailer, 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. Visit them at wirelessworld.com. One final look across the NAIA landscape. We'll try to limit it to the familiar names for our region. So in women's basketball, first of all, we've got some games in progress. Texas A&M Texarkana beat Grandview 70-55. Briarcliff over Missouri Baptist 77-65. Dordt over Iowa Wesleyan 76-63. Dakota State leads Morningside by 21, 55-34. That's being played in Wichita, Kansas. Also in women's play, finals and in progress. Mayville State a winner over Science and Arts tonight, 77-67 in the first of 2 here. It's Dakota Wesleyan over Hope International, 85-56. Jamestown a 73-68 winner over IU South Bend. Concordia 77-50 over Columbia. And Northwestern trails Freed Hardman in the fourth quarter, 56-47. In men's basketball, the Dordt Defenders earlier tonight victorious over Bethel 101-92. Didn't give you many of the details on that simply because Matt Boss was there and he gave most of them to you. But Bryce Kopic, 29 points on 13 of 19 shooting tonight to go with 5 rebounds. 21 points for Jacob Viss to go with 5 rebounds. 12 points for Cade Bleeker, 19 for Lucas Lorenzen, 7 of 12, 3 for 5 from the arc. Luke Rankin had 11 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. And Jackson Lusher chipped in with 7, and Ben Fairclaw had 2. As the Defender men advance on in NAIA National Championship play, and they will meet either Freed Hardman or Indiana Southeast. That's a nail biter right now, 45-43 Freed Hardman with 6.5 left to go in the game. Elsewhere, games in progress. Jamestown leads Bethel of Kansas 38-33 in men's play. Also in men's play, Concordia loses to Oklahoma Wesleyan 72-70. Northwestern trails Southwestern at the half 36-29. That's down in Oklahoma. William Penn defeated St. Xavier 75-65. That's being played in Oskaloosa. And I believe that is going to do it for, well, one more. Morningside defeated Columbia 81-77 earlier this evening. That is going to do it. A thank you to Bill Harmson and Hayden Hymanson for stopping up, giving us their post-game comments. A thank you to the Dordt Media Network student crew and their director, Rich Lodewijk, for their work this evening. And we'll do it again tomorrow night. Mayville State versus Dordt for the right to move on to Sioux City. They'll play tomorrow evening, tipping off at 6 o'clock. For day one from the NAIA National Championship, first round play in Sioux Center, I'm Mike Biker. Good evening.